This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Usually I say I'm not high enough for this shit, but like I'm stupid high right now. Sorry. Curiouser just came over, like she was sitting here. She was like, I really don't want to be on stream, and just walked out. But we were taking bong rips. White truffle is what she brought over. Very pretty. This is very pretty. You can't really see it. The camera does not autofocus. I have to focus it myself. One of these days I'm going to upgrade. We'll get us a DSLR. Good evening. Welcome to the Troll Patrol live. It's a freaking Tuesday, and the more exciting aspect of this is it's freaking debate night eve. So I'm a political show. It's like Christmas tomorrow. The first GOP Republican presidential primary debate. Sparkles can smell the white truffle. It's pretty. It's really pretty. Oh no, I think I might have already smoked all of it out of the jar. Still like, the camera not focusing. It is very pretty. That was the first thing I said when I opened it. I was like, my God, this is pretty. Good evening. So, programming note. Everything's kind of been tentative. It's a big week. Tomorrow night, the Republican presidential primary debate, that is not going to happen on YouTube. We're going to be on DLive and Kick for that. We will turn on YouTube when we come on for Trump's counter programming. We're going to watch that. It was already taped a couple of days ago. We're going to do the Trump interview right after the Republican presidential primary debate. God, I don't even know what time is the debate. Let me verify what time the debate is. I just assumed it was 8 o'clock. It might be 7 o'clock. It's probably 8 o'clock. It's from 9 to 11. Is Tucker not dropping Trump until 9 o'clock? So it's 9 till 11. Okay, so once again, we're doing... It's a fluid situation here. If Trump is available at 8 o'clock, I don't know that he is, because he is specifically dropping this to conflict with the Republican presidential primary. If Trump drops at 8 o'clock, we will watch Trump. Oh, God.
What a fool. 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning.
I broke everything. Sorry about that. One didn't play. There were 4 open when I flipped over. Old man Justin, very high Justin. Usually I'm not high enough for this. I didn't just press random buttons. But like I'd have to explain like how everything's set up over here. Like when I hit the music, the other music that comes in after the opening music, it's a whole different set of... Never mind. I'm too high for this shit. Ray, good evening. Clinically, Warlord, who all have I not said hey to? Sparkles. I said that weird, like my voice went up. Sparkles. Why did I do that? What is that small jean pocket actually for? It can be a home for Kevin. You can put ravioli in it. It's a safe place for my finger to hide. Because my finger is so nervous. If I remember correctly, I got this from the Facebook page Simpsons Cartoons I Done Gone and Did. I think that's the name of the page. He was an animator for the Simpsons at one point in time, and he has a couple different pages where he makes cartoons. Put ravioli in your pocket. The other one's smoking a joint. Fair enough. Clinically knows what's up. I'm sorry for trying to sing Alanis Morissette badly. I should not sing on stream. I should focus on what I'm good at, and that's finding out what that news be doing. You guys are gonna hate me at the end of the show. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I got the most cringe thing that you are going to see today, probably, until tomorrow night stream. We're going to talk about drones. Drone warfare is apparently a big thing now. Russia's shot down some drones. Iran sending drones after one of our battleships. Speaking of drones, the drones around Donald Trump have started turning themselves in at the Fulton County Courthouse. A former DOJ official is now asking the DOJ to block his arrest as Jeffrey Clark. We've got more Roger Stone video. I don't like watching MSNBC clips. There is some good reporting on MSNBC, but for some reason, Ari Melber has the scoop on all this Roger Stone footage. So we're going to have to put up with Ari Melber and maybe some rap lyrics. It's okay. Ari's one of the more likable ones, I do believe. What do you guys think? You guys like Ari? Of the MSNBC hosts, I think he's one of the most sufferable. I used to really like Rachel Maddow when she was on radio. I don't care to admit that, because like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, no, 15 years ago, she was doing some damn good, maybe even 18 years ago. God, it would have been like 2005, 2006 when I first discovered Rachel Maddow. We got Carrie Lake apparently laying into Mitch McConnell, and you hate to see it. Nobody to root for in that one except let them fight. We got footage from the Kansas newspaper raid from inside the publisher's home, and it's fucking awesome. You're gonna love it. I love this little old lady. I'm so sad she's dead now, but she went out with a bang. She had some words for the cops. I pre-watch Andy on that one. I couldn't help myself. In the second house explosion we've reported on in the last couple of weeks, a house has exploded in North Carolina. This the home of the father of an NFL player. Wild footage out of Pakistan where rescuers saved multiple people who were stuck over a canyon on a cable car. And then the hottest single of the summer just dropped. It is the rap remix of Rich Men North of Richmond. Later on in the show, we will hear the rap remix of the Rich Men North of Richmond. DJ Dub, Spider Pickle, so glad to see everybody. Anybody else sneak in on me? Love all of you. Guess I'm in a really good mood because this pot's really good. Good shit. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. All right, let's find out what that news be doing. Everybody see the meme? I usually keep it to topical memes. I really like topical memes. But I'm a little bit absurdist myself. I'm a little bit absurdist, a lot absurdist. Tones, good evening, my friend. So glad to see you. Tones likes this meme, I bet. BB girl. All the cool people here tonight. All the cool people. All the cool people are... I can't do it. I started that one. I've got nothing for this. I was going to be like, are in St. Petersburg, but that's not true at all. That is not a thing. That was him. Sorry, and like it didn't even get the right reference. Like it wasn't St. Petersburg, it was Moscow. It was fucking Moscow.
Drones have attacked the Moscow area for a fifth consecutive.
Sorry, I got the volume down. I'm just way off tonight.
Night in Krasnogorsk, just outside.
The fifth straight night? What?
It says Ukrainian drones have attacked the Moscow area for a fifth consecutive night. In Krasnogorsk, just outside Moscow, a drone was shot down, crashing into a high-rise apartment block. It caused minor damage with no casualties reported. Moscow airports halted flights for several hours. Russia said it jammed another 2 drones near Bryansk in the southwest. Let's speak to journalist Yulia Shapovalova. She joins us now for more on this from Moscow.
Where is Ukraine getting all these drones from, I wonder? Do they have a made in America? Like the one fucking thing. Like made in America. Like we're producing these fucking drones and selling them to Ukraine, aren't we?
Yulia, give us
more buying them from
details on
China.
this attack and how people are reacting now to these multiple drone strikes.
No, we're talking about Ukraine. We're talking about Ukraine.
Yeah, that's right. According to reports we're getting, the Russian Ministry of Defense actually repelled an attack of drones, and altogether 6 drones were repelled.
Wait, are you guys telling me that they were made in China and then sold to Ukraine by the U.S.? Oh, they're consumer drones. Oh, okay. Are they just are they arming them? Obviously they're arming them with some kind of explosives. Yeah, I know nothing about this. I fucking foreign affairs is one of my weak spots.
2 were shot down in the Moscow region, 2 in the border region of Bryansk, as you say, and 2 more in the northwest of Crimea. All of them were destroyed either by air defense systems or jammed by electronic warfare equipment. By the way, according to the Moscow mayor, when he was speaking about the latest attack that took place overnight in the northwestern suburb of Moscow, some strike drones, not reconnaissance drones, were used. He didn't specify whether they were carrying any explosives or not. Potentially, they could. Well, Russian Ministry of Defense blamed the Ukrainian side, of course, for the attacks, as they normally do. Sadly, it's becoming the new normal to speak almost daily about drone attacks.
I mean, you're attacking them? Are you going to bitch about them fighting back? What the fuck?
On the Russian territory. As for people, they're contemplating what is going on, remaining mostly silent so far. Apparently, their silence will last until the first casualties caused by the strikes will take place. However, today we saw some footage on the internet of people expressing their discontent and grumbling while on the plane. Of course, people are unhappy with the closure of the airports in Moscow and flight delays, but apparently they refuse to realize that they are also participants in this conflict, whether they like it or not, and the closure of airports is a necessary measure to prevent the worst case scenario, as drones, of course, pose a grave danger to planes and civilians.
Indeed. Yulia.
Well, I mean, this just seems kind of like a newer phenomenon, a new development in this particular conflict. I know that the U.S. has deployed drones quite effectively in the Middle East, going all the way back to Obama. President Deporty McDrone strike. As I affectionately referred to him. Apparently, Iran also deploying drones. Moment Iranian drones and speedboats swarmed 2 U.S. warships with 4,000 troops on board during a tense clash in the Persian Gulf. We have the video. Thank you, Daily Mail, for putting dramatic music under it. Israel loves some drones. The dramatic music was blasting. My apologies. Also, apparently this is... This is Iranian footage, so maybe they put the dramatic music?
U.S. Navy warship, this is Sepan Navy Station. Your helicopters is in vicinity of my vessels and Hengam oilfield also. Sometimes going to Iranian territorial waters, advise you to take them on your board and do not enter in Iranian territorial waters. If you do not obey my orders, we will open fire on your helicopters. Over.
Is this meant for the Iranian people? Holy shit. Sorry guys, sorry. Flash, I appreciate having you here. Your insight is valuable. This is totally Iranian propaganda, isn't it? This was not meant for a Western audience. This is meant for their own people to hype them up. Look at us out here bullying the big bad Americans. It's a dick swinging contest both ways. Like us sending the helicopters, the warships over there and getting all up in their business. That's dick swinging on our part. And then they're this is them trolling. This is them trolling. Like, oh yeah, well, we'll take your little show of force. And we'll turn it around on you. This is like me using Matt Walsh's words against him.
حضور با اقتدار و با صلابت خودشون رو من حسی ظهور قرار دادن. امریکایی جنایتکار و غاصب برای امروز برای محافظت از شناورهای خود.
And what is this dude going through? I wouldn't want to be in his position.
پرواز در آورد و نیروی دریایی سپاه امروز با حضور مقتدرانهای خود ثابت کرد کما به سابق که آمادگی لازم رو برای اجرای هر مأموریتی در هر زمانی خواهد داشت. مشایعت گروه بالگردان
Just out there like a speedboat circling a U.S. aircraft carrier.
تنگه هرمز به سمت خلیج فارس در آبراه ورودی اطلاع در حال انجام است.
don't know. It'd also kind of be fun. It's also kind of like going up to a cop and flipping them off. Dozens of Iranian drones and speedboats swarming 2 U.S. Navy ships near the Persian Gulf after Washington sent them in to deal with Iran's renewed threat against one of the world's most important waterways. Iran's Navy sent the small vessels to confront the USS Baton and the USS Carter Hall in the fraught Strait of Hormuz, which sits between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, according to a video published on Saturday. I'm really high, aren't I? The speedboats were manned with armed soldiers from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and came within inches of the ships, while drones also taunted the ships and managed to snap pictures right above them. Chopped up footage taken from several of the drones and speedboats showed Iranian soldiers speaking in a mix of English and Farsi, while a U.S. soldier can be heard through garbled radio responding to the swarm of vessels, though it is unclear exactly what was said. Iranian media outlets claimed the confrontation forced helicopters to land back on the American ships. The ships, a helicopter carrier, and a support vessel were carrying more than 4,000 American troops between them and were sent to the Gulf in response to Iran's continued threats of seizing commercial ships in the region. Farsi. Did I not say it like that? Because I've heard the word Farsi before. But this, like, if you hear somebody confidently say a word and they know the word, then more than likely they read a lot and they say it wrong. I'm sorry, I left that part out. I may have said it wrong clinically. I'm also high. I'm also high as fuck. And a redneck, so it's possible. Both are possible. Oh, did I say it like a redneck and really draw out the long A? The Strait of Hormuz is hugely important to the world economy, as 1/5 of the world's oil passes through its waters. But Washington has still not commented on the tense situation. The strait lies in the territorial waters of both Iran and Oman, and at its narrowest point, it is just 21 miles wide, and the width of the shipping lane in either direction is only 2 miles. The standoff comes just weeks after the U.S. warned vessels to avoid the Persian Gulf following a threat that Iran made that it would seize oil tankers in the region. The threat, I'm so sorry, PP girl. And like, I'm sure we've got video you would have preferred to be high for later on, especially that rap remix. The standoff comes. Oh, I already read that part. These seizures began after the U.S. under former President Trump completely withdrew the states from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal and reimposed sanctions on Tehran in 2019. The latest seizure came in early July when the IRGC forcibly seized a commercial ship in international waters, roughly 59 nautical miles from the Saudi Arabian city Dammam, according to the U.S. I may have fucked that one up. I've never heard of the city of Dammam. Navy spokesperson said the vessel was possibly involved in smuggling. So the U.S. did give a response. The earlier part of the story lied to us. So Trump officials are starting to turn themselves in Fulton County, Georgia. Oh, I didn't mention this earlier. I had heard that Trump was going to be turning himself in on Wednesday to coincide with the debate. I actually think he made the smarter move, turning himself in on Thursday so that he dominates the news cycle the day after the debate. That was probably the better move, to be honest with you. Because, like, they won't be recapping what everybody else said in the debate the night before. He has done everything he can to minimize the impact of those candidates. You gotta give the man props on that. Now, I doubt he came up with it himself, but he was smart enough to listen to the person who gave him that suggestion. So good on him. But apparently one of his this is just in the last couple of hours here. One of his co-conspirators has flipped. Let's do this story first before we get to some of the other co-conspirators. Trump Mar-a-Lago security aide flipped after changing lawyers. Thursday, not Wednesday. He was originally going to go on Wednesday. He will be turning himself in on Thursday. I've got the stream set to start at 10 o'clock a.m. That may keep watch. We'll figure out exactly. We should know tomorrow night, I assume, about what time he will be turning himself in. And we will adjust accordingly. The debate is tomorrow night from 9 till 11. We will be on YouTube from 8 until 9. Then we will go strictly to Kick and D-Live for the debate, so I make sure that I do not get a copyright strike. I will put the entire show up on YouTube the next day, because I doubt Fox will strike me if it's not live. They want that number while it's live. And I will see if other streamers get taken down, and if they don't, we will be on YouTube going forward. Prosecutors say that a Trump Mar-a-Lago security aide has flipped after they changed lawyers. Special counsel Jack Smith's team revealed the details of the employee's about face in a new filing. A Trump employee who monitored security cameras at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate abruptly retracted his earlier grand jury testimony and implicated Trump and others in obstruction of justice just after switching from an attorney paid for by a Trump Political Action Committee to a lawyer from the Federal Defender's Office in Washington. This is according to prosecutors in a court filing on Tuesday. The aide, described as Trump employee 4 in court filings but identified elsewhere as Yusul Taveras, held the title Director of Information Technology at Mar-a-Lago. He initially testified to a grand jury in Washington, D.C. that he was unaware of any effort to erase the videos, but after getting the new attorney, immediately retracted his prior false testimony and detailed the alleged effort to tamper with evidence related to the investigation of the handling of classified information stored at Trump's Florida home. The new submission said, Trump is going to prison. I am more confident about it than ever. What that looks like, who knows, right? So, like, it really seems like Georgia wants to lock him up in a state facility. I'm here for it. Fuzzy, good evening. But also, I'd like the most likely scenario is this motherfucker is going to be under house arrest. Or he flees. He flees before we even decide what to do with him. Buckle up. This next year is going to be wild. And when we get to this time next year, we're still like 2 or 3 months out from the election. Justin, good evening. Lock him up. Lock him up. New t-shirt is going up on the Freak store just for the occasion. I used it on a thumbnail. It's amazing. It is the Trump 2024 sign, but it says Trump is going to prison in 2024. Because I think he is. It's all about what it's going to look like. Some of his other co-conspirators are asking to have the DOJ block their arrest, and I don't think that's going to happen.
There is also activity where you are outside the courthouse there. Who exactly has been in and out today, and what are they up to?
Well, who we've seen today are some attorneys for some of the fake electors for Donald Trump in Georgia after the 2020 election. And the reason that they're coming to this courthouse is because they want to do that before they go over to the jail where Zach is, and was just speaking about what's happening whenever defendants in this case are being arrested. But they're coming over here first because their attorneys are negotiating with the district attorney's office, the prosecutors on this case, about bond, so that whenever they go to the jail, they don't have to sit there for a very long time and wait to post their money. They can have that all worked out and approved by a judge before they turn themselves in for their arrest. So there were three groups of lawyers we've seen so far related to this case out of the 19 defendants. There were several yesterday who came in, including Donald Trump's attorneys, to negotiate his bond agreement. But
at 200 grand.
Bill's attorney, David Schaefer's attorney, Kathy Latham's attorney, all three of these are prominent GOP officials, fake electors for Donald Trump. One of the attorneys for David Schaefer was leaving.
Libertad, I don't think that Donald Trump has $200,000. I'm just throwing that out there. It's gonna get paid. I don't think that he's not gonna pay it. But like, I don't think Donald Trump personally has 200 grand. He could go and plop down on bond. Just throwing that out there.
Here is what he had to say whenever we catched him exiting the courthouse.
Have you been in touch at all with the former president? I take that as a no. No.
There are several more who have not yet gone through this process.
Twitch has decided I am not allowed on Twitch anymore. I'm still person on the inside, but I haven't heard anything in a while.
Arraigned under their pleadings of not guilty. Some of those boldface names we're still waiting on: Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, and others. Some of the most prominent attorneys that surrounded themselves or became.
Sidney Powell been hanging low for the last year and a half. So where is she? I want her to give a statement. I want her back in the spotlight. She's a funny individual.
Part of the Trump campaign after the 2020 election, and were enmeshed in Donald Trump's administrative activities when he was the president, and now have received quite a bit of infamy for what they are accused of doing after the 2020 election.
And at least one of them saying doing so at the former president's direction. There has been now one more effort to move this state case to a federal court. What do we know, and what do we know about the potential time frame for that?
So many moving parts here in this case in state court. So this racketeering case charges several people, including Donald Trump himself, but several people who had some sort of an affiliation as an official in the federal government at the time of the election or shortly after. And those people are popping up to say, we want to get this case out of state court. We want to put it in the federal.
Oh, I bet you do.
System, a different court system, one where there's no cameras allowed, and they play slightly different rules there whenever you have a court proceeding. And so the most prominent motion to do this so far has come from Jeffrey Clark, the Justice Department official who Donald Trump considered installing as Attorney General to try and overturn some of the results in various states. And Jeffrey Clark, he's asking the federal court to put the whole case on hold, get all of the defendants, all 19, moved out of state court into federal court before a federal judge rather than a state judge, perhaps a judge that's appointed by Donald Trump. And so he's asking for that to happen. The timeline on this is he wants something to happen fast. Mark Meadows already has a hearing on one of these similar motions set for Monday.
Now, Meadows is interesting because all indication is that Meadows has flipped on Trump on the federal level. Clark is not flipping as far as I can tell. Eastman appears to still believe that the election was stolen.
Kaylin Politz
is just playing.
Let's expand the conversation now with CNN leader.
So they can claim that they honestly believe the election was stolen.
Let's start with the two co-defendants that just surrendered. First, John Eastman. He put out a statement through his attorneys essentially saying that he was just doing his job. He says that he was being charged for, quote, zealous advocacy of Donald Trump, who he was ethically bound to represent. Could that be a successful defense?
No.
He could have been zealously advocating on behalf of the president, or he could also have been carrying out crimes at the direction of the president.
He was. No, that's not going to be an effective defense. Come the fuck on. All right, let's move over to MSNBC now, where we're going to get exclusive footage from Ari Melber of Roger Stone yet again admitting to his criminality and apparently admitting that, yes, the election didn't go Donald Trump's way, that he knew it and he knew he was committing crimes. Thank you, Roger, for being so fucking brazen.
Let's get right to the violence.
That's footage of Trump
Hold on.
Roger Stone.
Let's get right to the violence.
Let's get right to the violence.
Trump at Roger Stone, as you could see from the way it was presented, that was released in those original January 6th committee hearings. Tonight we have breaking news of additional Stone tapes airing in the U.S. for the first time. New videos show Trump advisor Roger Stone in Washington on January 6th, the day of the insurrection. And they undercut one common defense by Trump and some of his allies who did try to overthrow the election results, that they really believed Trump won, even if delusionally, that it was their actual belief. Yet, in the new video, here is Stone on January 6th casually referring to the fact that Donald Trump lost, as he refers to they, the Trump campaign officials.
That's why they lost. They don't know what they're doing.
It's why they lost. They don't know what they're
doing. Play the whole tape, Ori.
I'm going to show you that new tape in this moment in wider context. Stone's outburst came as how they, Trump officials, welcomed support for the march on the Capitol. Not him speaking at the infamous rally that day, where the now indicted Trump, who you see on your screen giving that address, as well as the now indicted Giuliani and Eastman, spoke to the crowd, which then stormed the Capitol. So here it is in context. Stone on the 6th, learning that he was apparently not going to join them and get to speak up at that lectern that day.
I don't understand how they want us to lead the march, but they can't even tell us where to go. So it doesn't make any sense. I think you just got your answer.
That we're not speaking?
Yeah. I mean, if we were speaking, we'd have transportation, as Giuliani did. It's fun. Let's go upstairs and watch this on TV. It was very clear I was never on their list. Whole thing was a con job. No, it's infuriating. It's just childish and it's amateurish. That's why they lost. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I hear you. All right, I will talk to you in a bit. Yep.
You're hearing the voice of Roger Stone, who then comes in on camera. It's all picked up on audio on the phone. It's why they lost. Now, in public, Roger Stone spent months pushing the lies that Trump actually won or the race was stolen. He was one of the people touting to stop the steal online. He pushed that message out to other groups and militias that he was seen with. The footage also shows some of the tension here between Stone and the official campaign. This person.
All because he was butthurt over not getting to speak.
Hoping for a full pardon from then outgoing President Trump. He wanted as well the larger role in what was becoming that post-loss havoc. Now, the next new clip we have for you is from before the actual voting, October 30th, when there were many signs that Trump could lose. There were people saying he was likely going to lose. You'll notice in what we're about to play for you.
Oh, I knew it 100% at the time. I'm on video saying it. Like, he's absolutely going to lose. Like, it was obvious.
Stone seems almost resigned to that. He puts the idea of the incumbent president being reelected as more like a distant possibility. And he appears to be mulling some kind of independent action, which would overlap with what we showed you recently, the elector plot that he would push days later.
I've been really focused on trying to help Donald win this election, which, you know, and I'm doing that unofficially and informally because his campaign is so extraordinarily f***ed up. So go back to your question, will he win? I don't know. Can he win? It's possible. I really expect a 2000-like result with a long, drawn-out squabble over who won. This is not a campaign structured for a dogfight, and that's what we have now. So independent action is required, you know?
Independent action is required. That is basically Roger Stone telling somebody what he thinks it might take. The reference to 2000 is striking. Stone was known as well for his
where he helped steal an election then.
At the efforts in Florida, but the big difference was 2000, whatever you think about it, did come down to one state. Nobody disagrees about that. And then contesting the results in one state of Florida, which meant if Florida went one way or the other, the whole thing, of course, would go back and forth to the different opposing candidates. 2020 proved to be nothing like that. Trump lost by 3 states. He lost badly.
Resounding.
In a way that the courts and the Supreme Court never took those appeals. So what Stone was saying right there was a version of what they hoped to create. Not that it existed, but the elector plot, getting state legislatures involved, lying about fraud in ways that other people have now been indicted for. All of that was to create a fraudulent effort to make it seem like 2000. And the footage you're seeing was provided to The Beat by the filmmakers who made A Storm Foretold. And that film, that project, is not currently available.
It's a movie plug.
Now, I want to remind you, Stone took the fifth when he was interviewed by the Jan 6 committee. But this and the other footage and reporting does shed more light on a story that he, through his legal rights, refused to tell Congress when it was investigating this. He is Trump's longest-serving advisor. He is a convicted felon. He publicly talked up violence. He privately plotted to overthrow results in states Trump was losing or lost. That was the video we showed you last week. He was just publicly associated with extremist groups ahead of the 6th. And then what you see in these clips today is that when on the 6th he was sidelined from his hopes to speak on that same stage as Donald Trump, well, the anger kicks in. He's a human being, and he sounds like he's trying to process and absorb that in front of...
Oh, he's a petty motherfucker.
You can interpret that however you will, whatever he thought others would think in the room, as well as the cameras rolling, something that has been a part of the Roger Stone and Donald Trump pseudo-reality show for their whole adult lives. He was rejected. He was upset. And he sort of retreated to his hotel room after having worked so much behind...
Okay, Ari, we watched the video. You're adding nothing to this. I'm sorry I let him ramble for that long. I thought he might have some commentary. He's just literally describing every moment of the video we watched. After setting up the video that we were getting ready to watch. Oh, that was painful, but I really wanted to watch that. I would have rather seen the movie. Thank you, Ari. Thank you, Ari. I cut him off before we possibly got rap lyrics. Get ready, prepare thine asses. Tomorrow night, it's like Christmas. Tomorrow night is the Republican presidential primary debate. Let's get a little quick rundown from the AP.
It will be the biggest night yet in the 2024 Republican race for the White House when the candidates gather for the first time Wednesday night on a debate stage in Milwaukee. But they'll do so without their frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, who's content he has such a commanding lead he can skip the Fox News debate, and likely others as well.
And we're going to win again. And
I'm sad Trump won't be there, actually. I would have loved, he's a wrecking ball. It was fun watching the primary debates in 2016. I would have loved to have seen Trump gone in there and make fun of all those motherfuckers. I would have loved to have seen what he has to say about Vivek. He did float the notion that he would be in the crowd at the debate. We'll see. Is Fox News going to let it? Fox News is butthurt that Trump isn't participating because it's really going to hurt their ratings.
we're going to win big. We're way ahead in the primary, and we're way ahead in the general.
Trump's absence from the Fox News debate makes it a race for second place.
8 candidates other than Trump have qualified to make the debate stage based on polling and fundraising thresholds set by the RNC, each hoping Trump's absence will give them a real opportunity to make the case they're best poised to take on President Joe Biden next November.
Look at all these chumps.
The debate will give GOP candidates a chance to talk about what they stand for without Trump interrupting them constantly, and to show they get to show off a little bit.
The debate stakes are highest for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, once viewed as the most formidable challenger to the former president, but now struggling amid increased scrutiny and falling poll numbers.
I think this gives DeSantis a chance to show voters straight up.
I think it gives him a chance to fall on his face.
Some of the damage that has been done.
He sucks.
And I'd put us up against anyone.
But now I will say, we watched his debate. We watched the gubernatorial debate between him and Charlie Crist in Florida was that last year? It was just last year, wasn't it? And he was really good. It actually scared me how good he was in the debate. So there is the possibility that he could turn it around. I would put it more in the category he's going to fall on his face again. Because I think he just doesn't handle the spotlight well. And he was in a much smaller pond in the gubernatorial debate. Not many people. You thought he was ass? No. He told this fantastic anecdote about how he passed a law that did away with the tax on baby formula, diapers, and shit like that. Or he signed it into law, as governor. And he did it just in the last few months of his administration. And they had a baby, after he first came into office. And his wife's like, why didn't you? And I'm totally butchering it, but he actually nailed telling it. He's very well rehearsed. So he tells the anecdote. He looks at the camera and he's like, my wife got on to me like, why didn't you pass it when you first got into office? Ha ha ha. Because, it would have saved him so much money on baby care. That's the kind of thing that resonates with people. Everybody could understand that. It was funny. And he talked straight to the camera. Maybe just compared to Charlie Crist, who was just a horrible candidate. he just stuck out in that moment, but that really stuck with me. He told a story because it just made him seem human, but it was written, well rehearsed. He's not good on the fly, and that is what has really been his stumbling block. And also putting his trust in Elon. The whole launch was pathetic. So it could go either way, but I'm putting it 20% he turns it around, 80% he falls flat on his fucking face.
In the modern history of the Republican Party.
The crowded stage also presents a crucial test for the lower polling candidates who hope this nationally televised debate.
He eats pudding with his fingers.
So my friend Donald Trump is arriving, and he and I share something in common. Neither of us do pretty well in a number 2 position, okay?
Strategists say even though Trump won't be physically present Wednesday night, he'll play an outsized role in the event.
They're going to have to answer the question that the front runner isn't on stage.
Wait. I would feel really racist if I say that, but is that Bobby Lashley? I think it really is Bobby Lashley. No, it can't be. It's just another. He's a WWE wrestler, a really cool one too. It would really upset me if he was with Donald Trump. But here's the thing: is Trump was his manager at WrestleMania 20 years ago. Is that so? There's not, or 15 years ago. I'm bad with time. Am I seeing things? Oh, spelled it wrong. There is a connection. This is the Battle of the Billionaires. That's Bobby Lashley taking a splash from Umaga. Stone Cold. Trump's around here somewhere. This is the Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania. Trump's hair was on the line. There you can see him on the other side of the ring. Bobby Lashley was the wrestler who represented him. Don't get at me. Yeah, there you go. Trump even gets physical. See him take out Vince. Boom! The worst close. Oh man, he's throwing the worst fists ever with his tiny hands. That's a thing that happened at WrestleMania 23. And Bobby Lashley was the wrestler, so like I feel really racist. Just like thinking that the bald black guy is Bobby Lashley, but that's Bobby Lashley, isn't it?
Answer the question that the front runner isn't on stage. What do you make of that? And we're going to see who does the best job of bobbing and weaving through that.
Bonjean says he'll be looking to see how many viewers actually tune into the debate as an important indicator of where the Republican race stands right now.
That will give us a great gauge to see how many people are looking for something new. How many GOP voters of Trump's base are getting tired of all of this nonsense and want a serious candidate who's talking about the issues. We'll have to see what the temperature level is there.
Where is this serious candidate that's talking about the issues? Because not a one of the chuckle fucks that's going to be in the debate tomorrow night is a serious candidate that's going to be talking about the issues. What, Ron DeSantis? A couple of the fun ones didn't make it. The dude with the crazy eyes, it's like the billionaire with the red hair. He didn't make it. Larry Elder didn't make it, so we don't get a couple of the whack jobs. If we're not gonna have Trump, it would have been more fun to have them. Fortunately, we only get like the stuck up assholes. Hopefully, there's gonna be a shit ton of these debates, so hopefully in several of them we'll get some of the more whack job candidates, like Larry Elder. Larry Elder's a real nutter. Speaking of nutters. Carrie Lake shocks Steve Bannon. Two nutters.
So if I decide to jump in, I will be an incredible candidate because I will be...
She's talking about the Senate race in Arizona. Kristen Sinema, I believe. Yeah. Mark Kelly was the one that was just up for election. Is Kirsten Sinema up for election?
Representing the people of Arizona. I'll make that decision. My question is, who the heck do they want? Do they want Doug Ducey? Do they think Doug Ducey is a good candidate? Do they think Karen Robeson is a good candidate? Who do they want? I know what the polling shows. The polling shows in a three-way race, I beat both Kirsten Sinema, who votes in lockstep with Joe Biden, and I beat this other guy, this socialist.
Whoa! She votes lockstep with Joe Biden? That's the first I've heard of it.
It lockstep with Joe Biden, and I beat this other guy, this socialist Marxist. So I'm not worried about it. We're going to win if we jump into it. But my question is,
who does
Mitch McConnell want?
He wants somebody he can control, right? Somebody he can control. He can't control you. That's why they want Pickett. They got,
I don't even think he can control what comes out of his mouth anymore. I mean, there's something going on right now with him, and I'm not sure he can even control it. Well, we saw it. I don't know what it is. There's something medically when you freeze up like that, and they have to like take your body and move it away from the podium. Something's going on there, and he's going to make all the decisions about who represents the people of Arizona. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me, Steve.
And apparently he's far worse than we know about. That we only know about a couple of his falls, and there's been plenty more. And that he is, and this is just strictly speculation. I was trying to think of who I heard say it. It might have been Farron Cousins. It might have been Tom Hartman. It might have been on the Majority Report. It was like one of those three that I heard this. I'm pretty sure. But it was couched with, this is the scuttlebutt on Capitol Hill. I'm thinking it was Farron Cousins, I heard say it, that Mitch McConnell is like totally not there for whole conversations, that they have meetings in his office and he's just like blank stare. That it is far, far worse than we know about. Yes, I don't want to see. Why is the motherfucker not at home enjoying his riches? He's like a fucking dragon on a mountain of riches already. Why do we have to fucking put up with him? Yeah, clinically, like apparently the ones we have heard about are the serious ones that have sent him to the hospital. But there's been many more. And remember, we have reported on him having weird blotches on his face. His hands looking all weird and shit. So I think it checks out. We saw him at Fancy Farm from Kentucky, and he actually was able to give a speech. How was he able to pull that one off? Retire, motherfucker. Retire. He's Spider Pickle. He's not even a boomer. I'm pretty sure he's the generation before the boomers. And Dianne Feinstein too. Joe Biden, I don't think they're boomers. I seriously think they're far older than my parents. My parents are like the middle of the fucking boomer generation. Mitch McConnell's got him by like 15, 20 years. Why are they still all up in our business? That's the biggest problem in our government. Money's the biggest problem. Second biggest problem is, and they kind of go hand in hand, is all these old rich motherfuckers. Oh. But, as we're bashing the elderly here, which I don't really want to do, let's give props. Let's give props to an elderly woman. This woman went out a badass. We have reported on the raid of the Kansas newspaper, where the cops just brazenly went into a newspaper and the home of the publisher and seized their computers, all kinds of papers. But we have footage from inside the 98-year-old newspaper co-owner. Her name is John. Her name is Joan Meyer. Joan Meyer. And you are going to love this.
Meyer, right?
Yes.
Calling Eric Meyer.
Don't you touch any of that stuff.
Ma'am.
This is my house.
You're wasting your breath. Ma'am.
Get out of here. You asshole.
We'll be out of here pretty quick.
Get them out of here. They're here. Your mother loves you. You love your mother. You're an asshole. Please keep.
Does your mother love you?
You love your mother. You're an asshole. Please, Chief. You're the chief. Oh, God. Get out of my house. You're pet patrol. Get out. Stand outside. You can stand outside that door and still see them. I don't want you in my house. I don't want you. You do not take them. What?
That's a business cost router. How's that?
What?
Leave a message after.
Is there another one down there? Is another computer?
Thank you.
We never went down there, and he stayed up here the whole time.
Well, that was yeah. What's he doing over there going through the papers?
How many computers do you have in the house, ma'am?
I'm not going to tell you. Get out of my way.
It's all right.
I want to see what they're doing.
Well, they're working.
I don't care what they're doing.
You can go on through if you want.
What are you doing? Those are personal papers.
Those aren't papers. They're electronic devices.
which is what the judge said that we're supposed to take. Okay? You people.
You piece of shit. Love that lady. Good on her. Give it to him. Unfortunately, she passed away the next day. They have attributed her death to the stress caused by that raid. Apparently 80-something videos have been released. I can't show you more because the weird thing is like if you go to the Marion County Record, that's the name of the newspaper that was raided. They don't have any content, and they follow a channel called Chubby Girl Videos, which apparently doesn't have any content. Little Miss Baby Belly. And Never Perfect by K exclamation point Dolt. We actually have some content. Welcome to my bubble. It's more like my rabbit hole now. 2 million views. Oh, and they follow ESPN. What you doing, girl? Oh, she's a small creator.
Hi guys, welcome back to my bubble. And in
Hey girl, I support your bubble. Always support small creators. I'll even give you a sub. But what the fuck? What in the world is up with these chubby girl videos? I'm sorry. My curiosity. Curiosity kills the cat. But good on that old lady. The newspaper's side project? Like, was this the son of the old lady that died? This is his YouTube? I mean, I like girls with little meat on them as well, so I can't. Let's go ahead. Let's leave that alone. That's a story for another time.
You live in sexual anarchy?
I've not been there. I've been to Kansas, and it doesn't smell good. Is that wrong of me to say? It doesn't smell good. We covered a house explosion a week or two ago, and that's why I'm fascinated by this. This is like a rash of house explosions going on. The last one didn't have a cause. Apparently this one was caused by gas. No sound on the video. And I thought this might happen, that there's no reporting, so allow me to pull up the story. It is the father of NFL cornerback Caleb Farley. He was killed in an explosion at a North Carolina home. The father of Tennessee Titans cornerback Caleb Farley died overnight. Poor guy, being referred to as, just the father of an NFL player. Robert M. Farley, 61, was found dead in the debris of the Morrisville house on Tuesday. First responders arrived at the house a few minutes after midnight on Tuesday and found Christian Rogers, 25, exiting the collapsed structure. Described by Green as a friend of the family, was transported to Atrium Health Carolinas Medical Center with a concussion. The cause of the explosion is under investigation, but Green said gas must have accumulated over a long period and likely found its way to an ignition source. The blast, which local authorities have ruled accidental, originated in a bedroom and did not damage any surrounding homes, which that's a wonder. Well, it looks like there's not anything immediately by it. The last explosion we saw was in a subdivision, and it took out some other houses. Greeley, Colorado, isn't that the town that South Park is constantly making fun of? It would be like, ooh, they can't, like, I don't even know if they do it anymore. That could be like a very early running joke on South Park. We're going to go to Pakistan now, where rescuers were able to save 8 people trapped on a cable car. Now, I have an extreme fear of heights. I can go ahead and warn you. Also, no audio on this one. AP. Oh, there we go. Is that the best? Oh shit. I have it set to 140 for some reason. There we go. The Pakistani army used helicopters to rescue this cable car. One of the cables snapped as the cable car crossed a canyon in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. $350 meters. 6 children and 2 adults. 350 meters above the ground for 6 hours. I would lose my shit. The helicopters couldn't fly after sunset, so they had to use the remaining cable. Pull some kind of risky rescue. God damn. God damn. So you get some really good opium, eh? God damn, that sucks. Holy shit, this footage is amazing. 6 hours. Snicks. Oh yeah, as a kid, that's an eternity. So they couldn't get them down with the helicopters. They just, what would you call that? Like a pulley system? They just scurried out on the one remaining line? Holy shit. Wow. That was amazing. Everyone, if you are drinking, I think you should grab a drink. If you are smoking, I think you should grab a smoke. Please do not hate me for what I am about to do. I love all of you. we gotta do it. I gotta pull it out.
Hey, Justin, are you trolling?
It may get some views on the YouTube. So if you are a right-winger that is going to come at me in the comments, I love all of you. I love you so much. I thrive on your hate. I am so happy to have you. But you've got to admit that what I'm getting ready to show you is cringe as fuck, even if you love that dumb song. We're going to start off with Dan Bongino talking about how John Rich and Oliver Anthony are changing the culture.
First, to all of you all, we're coming out. 40,000 people watched our concert live here with John Rich. The album, as you can see, is #1. And you want to talk about being part of a revolution in entertainment and the biggest double-barrel middle finger to the music industry ever. Oliver Anthony's song with no old school liberal country music. That whole business has gone woke, except for quite a few people, right? Oliver Anthony's song is #1. You got that picture, Gee? And John Rich's album is #1. We did this all, you, together. Where it is right there. #1 album, The Country Truth by John Rich.
Yes, you did that.
#1 song, Rich Men of Richmond. And here, you want another middle finger to them all? #2 is Oliver Anthony. #3 is Jason Aldean. Try that in a small town. And John has the #1 album. Is that not a kick in the balls towards old school wokeism? We don't need these people. You're part of a revolution. This is all happening. I want to tell you just a couple funny stories.
It's a revolution.
So I had partied way too hard this weekend in
We'll
Nashville,
see
man.
who
We were like,
Exactly. Your plan is coming to fruition. You astroturf that Oliver Anthony guy. John Rich might also be the day. I'm betting on the Daily Wire still. I think they're going to launch a record label. I think Matt Walsh has been talking about music a lot lately. And I think there's a reason why the Daily Wire did article after article about that Oliver Anthony dude. I swear to you, I think the Daily Wire is going to launch a record label, and it's going to be like John Rich and Oliver Anthony. Daily Wire is based out of Nashville. Dan Bongino was partying in Nashville. Doesn't it all make sense? A whole bunch of right-wingers are calling me a conspiracy theorist, a blue anon. Some of them are even calling me a corporate Democratic shill, which is the wildest thing to me. Come the fuck on, man.
Come on, man.
The Daily Wire is getting ready to launch a record label. They've been doing books, they've been doing TV shows, they've been doing movies. It all makes sense.
Guy knows the story. I barely made it to the Saturday night show. We were out all night Friday, and Saturday, I'm going to take it easy, going to do the show. Saturday morning, how I got out of my the hotel room, I don't even know. But we went on this little tour in Nashville with my friends. So I go to this antique store to pick up an antique microphone, and it's like noon, the sun's in my eyes. I'm like, like a Nosferatu vampire or something. I see this cat in the street with this Don't Get Dead shirt on. I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. He sees me, make eye contact. I run over, I'm like, dude, that's a cool shirt, man. He's like, I can't believe it. So this guy, Jordan, I invited him to the show. He wasn't even in town for the show. He was just in town for a separate reason. And we invited him to the show. He made it. We had a blast. Hat tip to him. This is the crew, John and me. We were maybe partying way too much. At John.
Thank you, clinically. I'll take that as a compliment.
Rich, Devin Nunes, Cash Patel, a friend of theirs, and me. We had a good time, man.
Cash Patel, that motherfucker. He was like a corporate dude from what company was it? It was some telecom company, and then he went on to work in the Trump administration.
On Friday, way into Saturday, and then Saturday night, late at night, I decided maybe I should go home. It's like 11 o'clock and get some sleep before I head back. So I decided I'm going to pop in across the street to Kid Rock's bar And
did you have a Bud Light?
His name's Bobby Ritchie. He's like, Bobby's upstairs. Why don't you come say hello? So we wound up hanging out with Kid Rock till like 2 o'clock in the morning. So here's my friends. Folks, it was a crazy weekend. We had so much fun. And I promise you we're going to be doing more road shows. Listen, people in the chat, 25,000. We're only 5 minutes in. You all are amazing.
Oh, this was supposed to be about changing the culture and the revolution. It was really just about Dan Bongino going and partying in Nashville. My apologies. Seriously. The culture is changing. The culture is changing. Dan Bongino just went and experienced Nashville. That's what he meant by the culture is changing. I'm sorry. You knew there had to be a rap remix.
They want to know what you do and they don't think you know, but I know that you do when I read the good book and it's all coming.
This is like one of like 70.
Demoralization up in the nation. Book of Revelation, what we facing. Taxation, no representation. Slow the spread, increased inflation. Slow the spread, wrecked education. We can't even question misinformation. Propaganda wars, globalization. It's matrix.
Oh, this dude is just talking about it because it's viral. He's trying to piggyback off of it, which is exactly what I'm doing. But you know, I troll the news. It's kind of my thing.
But they won't cause they cynical, a thief in the night, and you know cause it's.
Wait, is he white or is he black?
I'm just trying to be the best man that
Wait, I know this dude. He's the dude that Elaine dated on Seinfeld.
Tragedy to scam barcodes when they scan. It's all part of the plan. Take guns out your hand. Free speech gets you banned. Locked down to their orders. That's the chain of command. Damn. We the people, not the government. There's a difference between the lobbies that's running it. This used to be a constitutional republic. I hope you open your eyes before they smother it. They put the all-seeing eye.
Who's on the shirt?
All the other I'm here to speak the truth.
That looks like Frank Reynolds to me.
My phone, they bugging it. And I believe in freedom. The government be scheming. Censorship for no reason.
Wait, it's Bill Gates. Okay, I see it now.
And I believe in
freedom. Oh, it was Frank Reynolds.
Corporations, they be scheming. Censorship for no reason. And I just don't believe that.
Wait. Frank Reynolds makes more sense, doesn't it? Like, if you're going to disobey society, you put Frank Reynolds on a shirt. I'm going to make that shirt now. It says disobey. It's Frank from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
And I believe in freedom. Government, they be scheming. Censorship for no reason. And I just don't believe them. And I believe in freedom.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yes, that's the look you should give this song. Like, why are you doing a remix to this, sir? You have no business rapping over this song. You probably have no business rapping, period. But who am I to judge? People would say that about me giving my opinion. It really wasn't even a rap remix. Like, you could have done a better job of mixing yourself into the song, sir. It was very lazy. Just being honest. Because hey, I've given props to right wingers when they deserve it. Bryson Gray, I was like, dude, you've got some talent. Why you got to be a hateful bigot for? Like, you got some talent. Your beats are cool. Why you got to be like this? God bless America. Yuck, yuck. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I get to use the yokel voice because I actually am a yokel. I think I'm just gonna use this pug as the thumbnail. Like just this pug. It's gonna stand out from every other video on my channel. It's just gonna be a picture of a pug. We'll see. I mean, it's a social experiment. I did not hear the message at all. I was too focused on the shirt, the dog, everything else. To be honest with you, like, decent video. You didn't do a bad job shooting it. You lazy. But like for what it was, you didn't do a bad job shooting it. The camera's in focus. It's got new depth of field. I mean, it's got decent depth of field. Is it a Frenchie? I'm not sure. I don't know my dog breeds. It's cute. It's adorable. I believe in freedom. Something here. Oh God, I really should stop trying to sing on stream. Sorry. I'm sorry I did that to you. I mean, the dog was worth it, right? You want to see what his engagement looks like? I've got that plug in so I can see, you know, all the stats on it. His engagement rate is incredible. SEO score 70. Views gone straight up. I mean, I can't criticize him. It worked, right? It did what it was meant to do. 505 Facebook likes, 6,302 YouTube likes. Nothing to sneeze at all. Good job, my friend. Almost 40K views. Dropped it 2 days ago. Congrats, brother. Congrats. I hope you were able to turn those views into views on your other videos so you can actually make some paper. That's truly grassroots, I would assume. Like he doesn't have the Daily Wire backing him the way Oliver Anthony does. He's just trying to piggyback off of that AstroTurf bullshit, which fucking like it's been one of my most successful videos. But I'm proud. It's not my most successful video over the last week. My most successful video was Pastor Greg Locke. That one did gangbusters. It was incredibly well liked. So, thank you for being along for the ride on that one. That was the Oliver Anthony video has been good for me personally, just because it's given me idiots to troll. I really like it when people hate watch my videos, as if they watch the whole thing anyway, right? Because I see what the average watch time is. But the Greg Locke one was overall really well liked. I got a few people, I got a few well-meaning people that were like, this man is possessed by a real demon. That's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, demons aren't real. They're like, oh yeah, son, a demon will get on. Multiple people have said things about real demons. That has happened. But overall, the response has been very positive. Because I'm really good at going somewhat viral with people that hate me. I am not good at getting views from people that like me. But the show is called The Troll Patrol, so I'm asking for it, right? Like it's kind of, it's on brand. And also, like, I kind of, like, we did the Fonnie Willis story of the dude saying that she took dick and shit. That video did really good. Like, it's a mix of, like, you know, people that appreciate that kind of style of reporting, and 65% of people that thought it was a pro-Trump gotcha video on Fonnie Willis and really hated me. I've got one, like, I should probably actually go to the YouTube and read the comment, because it's fascinating. The dude that called me a corporate shill, like, he's still engaging with me. It's like a week later. And, like, no evidence to back up, like, just accusations, calling me a corporate shill, a Democratic tool. This is a Democratic PSYOP channel, blah, blah, blah. And, like, but why do you think that? Why, you're a corporate shill. I don't think corporations should exist. Yeah, but you're doing their bidding. And I was like, what makes you say that? And it's been that way back and forth, going absolutely nowhere. And I'm like, please tell me what on my channel leads you to that conclusion. And I get nothing. So I call him a dumb fucking shit, because, you know, I can do that. And YouTube is pretty strict on its content moderation, but because it's my channel, I can approve my own comments, so I get to call people dumb fucks and shit. Hey, here's your cat.
Toby, this small gray cat, is fitting in like any other outdoor garden center cat would. But his journey to Lemmy's Garden Center in North Bay is rather extraordinary.
We got a shipment of birdseed in. We unloaded everything. My brother was on the forklift. He got off, shut the forklift off, and we heard some meowing. So we're like, well, one of our cats get in between the pallets already? So we looked in there, and then there this guy was, trapped between two pallets.
Toby made his way to North Bay from Manitoba, which Lammy says was a 3-day journey for the small feline.
We decided we were going to keep him. So we brought him into the vet. He got checked over by our friends over at Calendar Animal Hospital. Everything was really good. He's really healthy.
The farm in Manitoba had originally named the cat Bubba, but the name Toby seems to suit him well now.
Because he came from Manitoba, we thought it would be kind of cool to give him kind of a name that related to that. So we decided to call him Toby.
Now, just over a week into his new life at Lammy's Garden Center, Toby seems to be doing quite well.
He's extremely social. He'll come right up to you. We've already had customers drop toys and treats off for him. So, yeah, he's already part of the family.
Cool, that baby.
Isn't alone at Lammy's. There are 2 other cats who also call the garden center home. Jamie McKee, CTV News.
Hey, how you gonna do that to me? How you gonna mention 2 other cats and not show them? Love Toby. Toby is awesome. But how are you going to mention 2 other cats and not give us footage of those 2 cats? That is infuriating. Does everybody in the chat agree?
We got a shipment of birdseed in.
Thank you, clinically.
We unloaded everything. My brother was on the forklift.
They owe us cats.
Shut the forklift off, and we heard some meowing. So we're like, well, one of our cats get in between the pallets already? So we looked in there, and
I'll give you cats.
Trapped between 2 pallets.
Toby made his way to North Bay from Manitoba, which Lammy says was a 3-day journey for the small feline.
We decided we were going to keep him.
Here's a Socrates.
So we brought him into the vet. He got checked over by our friends over at Calendar Animal Hospital. Everything was really good. He's really healthy.
The farm in Manitoba had originally named the cat Bubba, but the name Toby seems to suit him well now.
Because he came from Manitoba, we thought it would be kind of cool to give him kind of a name that related to that. So we decided to call him Toby.
Now, just over a week into his new life at Lammy's Garden Center, Toby seems to be doing quite well.
He's extremely social. He'll come right up to you. We've already had customers drop toys and treats off for him. So, yeah, he's already part of the family.
And here
Toby also
is
isn't alone at Lammy's. There are 2 other cats who also call the garden center home. Jamie McKee, CTV News, North Bay. Toby, this small gray cat, is fitting in like any other outdoor garden.
That's why his name is Socrates, right?
Journey to Lemise Garden Center in North Bay is...
So he was already named Socks, and Smokey was already named Smokey. You know, those are the most generic names ever. I can't rename them because they were... Socks was 4 or 5 when I got him, and Smokey was 2 or 3. So they know their names. They absolutely know their names. So like I can't change their names on them, but I can finagle them so that they are more unique. So Socks is Socrates, and it's Socks for short, and I usually call him Socks. And Smokey is Smokey Bong. His full name is Mr. Smokey Bong, which makes perfect sense. And then Maynard, someone posted a cat named Maynard that needed a home, and Maynard was from where I went to college, and I said, well, if you can get him to me, I'll take him, because like his name's Maynard. He's like Maynard's my favorite singer. I love Pussifer is my favorite band. I've seen Tool twice. I've seen a Perfect Circle twice. I've seen Pussifer twice. So the cat is just begging me to adopt it. So Maynard comes to me. But Maynard is also, you know, I mean, that's not a usual name for a cat. But it needs to be spiced up a little bit. So he is Maynard James Kitten. Maynard James Kitten. And my buddy's last name happens to be Maynard, so it's kind of funny that my like we make jokes off of it. Couldn't be less mellow. You've got Tool tickets for October. I would really like, I asked Curiouser, she wanted to, she does not like Tool, but she's a music head, and she realizes absolutely that a Tool concert is like an experience, and she, as a concert goer, she might be the only person that tops me in fucking concerts. She's been to a shit ton. So I asked her if she wanted to go see Tool, and she was like, because I have to have somebody drive me, right? So I just usually buy an extra ticket and then get somebody to take me wherever the fuck we're going to. Oh, you've never been to a concert? I'm sorry. It is amazing, and now I hate that they keep overpricing. We're like they are pricing people out of being. I haven't went to one in a long time because, I haven't went to one post-COVID because it's outrageous now, and a lot of bands can't even afford to tour. But I asked her if she wanted to go see Tool, and she's like, seeing Metallica that weekend. Oh, fuck, Bad Religion. Yes, we need to break up Ticketmaster. Live Nation, that whole fucking ordeal. God damn, Bad Religion. Okay, so I had a buddy recommend them to me, and one of the first songs that popped up, because hey, I'm not really into the punkish sound, and they're more kind of alternative, punk alternative. And one of the first songs I heard was Struck a Nerve. Oh my God, Libertad. Ah, fuck. I would love to see Devo. I am such a huge Devo fan. Their first album is just like a goddamn masterpiece. They are so much more than Whip It. They're kind of considered a one-hit wonder, but they shouldn't. Well, I mean, I think Weird Al kind of helped bring them to prominence more with my generation, maybe, and helped introduce them to new people, and they kind of got a resurgence. But I love 80s new waves. The Interrupters, I will fucking plug them into the Spotify. Like, I'm real big on Duran, Depeche Mode. Boom, following. Boom, songs in the liked playlist. Night, clinically. Tomorrow night, yeah, get some sleep, guys. I'm kind of going off a little early tonight because we got a long night tomorrow. Once again, let me give you the rundown on the schedule. The Trump turning himself in is on Thursday. He will be turning himself in on Thursday. I will update you on the exact time tomorrow. Tomorrow night we will be on YouTube for the first hour only, 8 to 9. At 9 o'clock we'll go to Kick, and you couldn't get on YouTube or couldn't get on Kick. Weird. We're gonna be Kick and D Live only after 9 o'clock for the Republican presidential primary debate on Fox News. It's gonna be a blast. I can't fucking wait. Then Trump will be turning himself in. We'll be streaming during the day on Thursday. We'll be on Door Watch. Now I had promised Chris the Skis on Thursday, but now Trump is on Thursday. So I've asked Chris to be on Sunday. So I'm sorry about that. Chris the Skis will be on the show on Sunday night. So still a big week coming up. Spacing everything out a little bit better. We've got 3 incredibly huge streams coming up. Republican presidential debate tomorrow night. Trump arraignment on Thursday day. Chris the Skis on Sunday night. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack.